Let's take you down to Texas, Austin, in fact. If your life is not in immediate danger or a crime is no longer active, it happened, but it's not active, don't dial 911 in Austin, Texas anymore.
We're experiencing staffing shortages. Many times people do have to wait on hold when they're calling 311, and we're just going to be working the best that we can given the circumstances that we have regarding staffing.
With mounting staff shortages, as the chief said right there, the Austin Police Department is now redirecting what they're referring to as non-emergencies, like burglaries, no longer in progress, to 311 starting today. Here with the reaction is Austin City Council member Mackenzie Kelly. Mackenzie, good morning to you.
Good morning.
I would imagine, you know what, if I lived in Austin, Texas, if I was a taxpayer there, I think I'd be a little freaked out. You know, I don't have the list. Am I allowed to call 911 because somebody just burglarized my house? Actually, we've got the list. If it's theft, if it's burglary, you got somebody suspicious outside your house or in your car or vandalism, don't call the cops. Call 911 and they're going to send a civilian.
Absolutely, and it's, you know, part of the disastrous consequences that the city council made in 2020 to defund the police department. A lot of what we're seeing happening starting today is coming home to roost from that decision, and it's disastrous.
They cut so much. I can't believe it. They cut a third of the budget in August 2020. They cut $150 million. What else did they think was going to happen?
You know, I don't know, but I will tell you that one of the biggest concerns I have is that prostitution is on that list. We have victims of human trafficking happening, and they're going to send a social worker and not a police officer? That's absurd to me.
Mackenzie, explain how this will happen. Okay, you said social worker. They're referring to them as civilians. They're simply not uniformed officers. They're going to come, and then what are they going to do? And what if a person thought it was no longer ongoing, but it turns out it's ongoing?
I don't see this ending well for anyone, especially the tax-paying citizens of the city of Austin. It should be the forefront of every public official's mind that we keep public safety paramount, and public safety is not paramount when we have civilians responding to calls. How am I to know if I get to my house and the door's wide open, if the burglary is still in progress or not? That's what police officers are for. They're trained to respond to those sorts of incidents, not a civilian.
Right, and the police officers are blaming staff shortages on budget cuts, and they're blaming COVID, and they're blaming everything. But nonetheless, it's just, I don't know that I would feel safe in Austin. Have you talked to some of the folks down there about this, and do they think it's a good idea?
I absolutely have talked with the community. They do not think it's a good idea. They want to see the value in the taxes that they are paying the city to have public safety provided to them. I will tell you that I've spoken with the police department. We are expected to have 147 officers separated from the department by the end of the year. And that's on top of the 150 officers who were cut out of the budget during the defunding process.
Crazy. Well, let's see what happens. Mackenzie Kelly, we thank you very much for getting up early and joining us today from Austin.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.